Just Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue. In this week's episode, we're going to celebrate National Moldy Cheese Day.
Ew.
We're going to learn the origins of moldy cheese.
We are?
We're going to learn about some types of moldy cheese.
Okay.
We're going to talk about what to do if your cheese gets moldy.
What?
We're going to talk ancient cheeses. And, of course, we're going to tell a very cheesy joke.
Yeah, we are.
Stay tuned for Season 2, Episode 21 of Just Cheesy, the podcast. According to nationaltoday.com, October 9th is National Moldy Cheese Day.
We didn't miss it.
And they say the origin of National Moldy Cheese Day is unknown.
Really?
The holiday encourages people to consume moldy cheeses like Roquefort, Camembert,
Ooh.
Brie, Blue,
Ooh.
Gorgonzola, Maytag Blue,
Yum.
and Stilton, to just name a few.
Wow.
But this day begs the question, are they safe to eat, and why do we eat them in the first place?
Yeah.
Cheeses like blue cheese have mold spores
Ew.
caused by Penicillium roqueforti or Penicillium glaucum.
Ooh.
According to cheesehouse.com, the way that blue cheese is aged creates a level of acidity, salinity, moisture, density, temperature, and oxygen flow that cannot create dangerous molds.
Oh, good.
And blue cheese is believed to have been discovered by accident.
Really?
The cheese was stored in caves with naturally controlled temperature
Okay.
and moisture, of course, which happened to be favorable to varieties of harmless mold.
Oh, okay.
And according to Wikipedia, in the paleo feces sampled in the salt mines of Hallstatt, which is in Austria, it showed that the miners of the period 800 to 400 BC already consumed blue cheese and beer.
Yum.
And as legend has it, Roquefort was discovered when a young boy was eating sheep's milk and bread.
Ooh.
He abandoned his meal in a nearby cave after seeing a beautiful girl in the distance.
Ah, yes.
When he came back later, mold had transformed his cheese into Roquefort.
Wow.
One popular moldy cheese is Gorgonzola.
Okay.
According to en.gorgonzola.com, they say Gorgonzola was produced all the way back in the year 879 AD.
Whoa.
It's not certain if it was in a town called Valsassina
Oh, boy.
or in the town of Gorgonzola near Milan. The area is considered good for making moldy cheese because of natural caves where the temperature is consistent.
Interesting.
On a website called streetdirectory.com, they say that Gorgonzola is aged at low temperatures.
Okay.
They insert metallic rods to create air channels so mold can grow.
Ooh.
It's aged between 3 and 4 months, and when the cheese is creamier, it indicates a shorter aging period, and the harder cheese indicates a longer aging period.
Ah.
According to Britannica.com, Camembert cheese is a classic cow's milk cheese.
Ooh.
It's from Normandy. It has the Penicillium camemberti mold.
Okay.
The cheese is typically shaped into discs.
Okay.
It is ripened between 6 and 8 weeks, and the flavor varies from mild to strong.
Ooh.
Historically, it's said that the first Camembert was made in
Wow.
1719 by Marie Hurel, a farmer in Normandy. She passed down the recipe to her daughter, and her daughter's husband passed that cheese to Napoleon III, who gave it the royal seal of approval.
Nice.
In 1890, an engineer named Rydell devised a wooden box that was used to carry the cheese.
Really?
And that helped to send it to longer distances, like America, where it became popular. And apparently, we still use these boxes today.
Holy cow.
And the cheese was so popular that it was issued to French troops during World War I.
Ooh.
The variety named Camembert de Normandy is a protected designation of origin.
Oh.
But problems with hygiene regulations have caused restrictions on importation in some countries, and notably that's in the USA.
Aw.
Stilton is a relatively new cheese, becoming popular sometime in the 1700s.
Whoa.
According to stiltoncheese.co.uk, the recipe has changed over the years,
Really?
But since 1996, Stilton has had the European Protection Designation of Origin, PDO status. These cheeses are only produced in 3 England counties.
Really?
And because I've never been there, I'm obviously going to Americanize their names.
Yeah, you are.
Not on purpose.
Okay.
Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, and Leicestershire.
Oh, boy.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, boy.
There are lots of people who claim to have created Stilton cheese, but it seems clear that no one person did.
Really?
The recipe evolved over time from pressed cooked cream cheese, which may have been blue, to the cheese we have today, which is an unpressed, semi-hard, blue-veined cheese.
Wow.
Stilton Cheese, not a sponsor.
Nope.
But if they were, their ad would go right here. While it's okay to eat mold in the form of blue cheese,
Yeah?
it's not okay to eat cheese that has gone moldy.
What?
Here's a public service announcement. According to fsis.usda.gov, some molds cause allergic reactions and respiratory problems.
Whoa.
Sometimes in the right conditions, they produce mycotoxins, which are poisonous and can make people sick.
Oh, no.
So when you see mold on food, is it safe to cut off the moldy part and use the rest?
Is it?
The answer is, it depends.
Okay.
Mold is microscopic fungi.
I got your fun guy.
The mold body consists of the root threads that invade the food it lives on, the stalk rising above the food, and the spores that form at the ends of the stalks. And what that means is you can't always see all of the mold.
Oh, no.
So the gray fur on forgotten bologna, the fuzzy green dots on bread, the white dust on cheddar, all of these could have more mold growth under the surface where the threads have invaded it deeply.
Ew.
Mold prefers it warm but can still grow in the refrigerator.
Oh, no.
A chart on the website suggests how to handle food with mold on it. First, they say don't sniff the moldy item because it could cause respiratory trouble.
Okay.
They say if it's covered with mold, discard it.
Oh, no.
They recommend cleaning the refrigerator at the spot the food was stored and to check the surrounding foods.
Ooh.
This chart has listed specific foods. So here we go. Hard cheese.
Okay.
You can cut off at least 1 inch around and below the mold spot.
Okay.
After trimming the mold, recover the cheese in fresh wrap.
Okay.
And the reason is mold generally cannot penetrate deep into the product.
Okay.
Cheese made with mold, such as blue cheese.
Hard to tell.
Discard soft cheeses and Camembert if the mold is not part of the manufacturing process.
Okay.
If the mold is on hard cheeses such as Gorgonzola and Stilton, cut off about 1 inch around and below the mold spot, just like above.
Ooh.
And soft cheeses such as cottage, cream cheese, Neufchâtel, etc., you are to discard.
Ooh.
Foods with high moisture content can be contaminated below the surface. It's time for my favorite segment.
This week in cheese.
In September, an archaeological mission in Egypt unearthed several blocks of white cheese dating back all the way to ancient Egypt in the years 664 to 525 BC.
Whoa.
This is one of the largest collections of relics.
Wow.
Since 2018, various missions in the area have unearthed a number of high-profile finds, including a cache of more than 100 sarcophagi.
Ooh.
They also said a high-end restaurant was opened there on Friday, and it was built by Orascom Pyramids Entertainment, a private developer.
Okay.
Are you ready for a joke, Cheesy?
I sure am.
What cheese is used to lure a grizzly in the wild?
I don't know.
Camembert. Get it, Camembert?
That was so cheesy.
Oh, yeah. It was definitely a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to Just Cheesy, the podcast, Season 2, Episode 21.
Thank you.
Please like,
Yeah.
subscribe,
Yeah.
and rate us
Oh,
a
yes.
5-star on all of your listening apps. Talk to you next week.
Stay cheesy, everybody.